drive my car, and baby, I love you.
Come on down to Beacon Auto on Chandler Street. I've got a brand new 1964 Oldsmobile Cutlass, only 5,000 miles. It's a convertible with a radio for just $700.
The good guys.
Johnny Gardner, WORC 1310.
Breathe deep with the gathering gloom. Watch lights fade in every room. Bob Breyer, music galore, vessel as one. Today's useless energy spent. Anyway, there it is with the Moody Blues and the days of future past. That was 1967, the year that marijuana arrived in the popular avenue here in Worcester. The people used to call sound off at night and talk about the hippies hanging around the common and all that nonsense. This past half hour of all this nonsense has been brought to you by the Broadway at 100 Water Street in Worcester, the home of the Norseman. That must be a sandwich or maybe a centerpiece, I don't know. It brings you this half hour of Golden Oldies, a place you can eat a little better, the place that everyone remembers and still talks about. Great food, great prices, nice people. Go see the Broadway and tell them you heard about it on WORC, or as some people say, WRC. Scotty Wainwright's going to be here at 7 o'clock tonight to go wailing away into the nighttime, 7 to midnight. I just can't imagine what he's got planned tonight because, you know, he's Mark Parento from WBCN in Boston now. He's a real cool guy with sunglasses at night. WORC, Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin, 1969. That was their very first hit song called A Whole Lot of Love. Oh, golly, back in the olden golden days of yesteryear gone by. WORC, New England's first rock and roll station, 1955, and probably in the annals of history, someday someone will write that this radio station you're listening to now at one time was the most important radio station in America and is, for now, still one of the all-time record holders as far as importance is breaking new records, making hits happen all over the country. And the legend has been written. You heard Dick Smith speaking earlier today, if you were listening, about how WORC was where the Beatles broke in America. They had their very first hit here in Worcester because you requested it when on the Save It or Break It feature. When new records came in, they went on the air and the audience was invited to call and save or break the record. The new Beatles record came in. It was an import from England. Everybody went crazy. The song became a big hit. The orders in the record stores were phenomenal. The record companies sent in their national people, and the rest, of course, is history, like they say. Lots of history on 1310. 16 minutes before 6 o'clock on a Saturday night in Worcester. My name's John Garbedian, also known as Johnny Gardner. Scotty Wainwright, also known as Mark Parento, will be coming in here at 7 o'clock to rock you up till midnight tonight. We have more great oldies coming up from your memory station. At Swift 90585 is the number to call. Swift 90584. Talk about 40 and oh my goodness. That's the old request number that hasn't been in since 1968 when the number was switched to 752-5611. But from 1955 to 1968, it was Swift 90585, as most of you will remember who are listening to all this stuff. But the phone company made us change the number because we used to burn out the phone exchanges. You could not dial from 75, which was Pleasant, to Swift, which was 79 sometimes when ORC ran contests. The phone lines were so jammed. Back in the days when WORC had 50% of the audience in the radio rating. Anyway, on we go. Swift 90584. It's the song you want to hear, a dedication you'd like us to make here at WORC.
Calling from Marin, far away, Italians listen and begin to listening. And what do all the Swedish do and all the French that parlez-vous, they're listening.
Everyone around just digs our modern sound.
Stay tuned to WORC. 1310 on your dial first in Worcester. 1310 on your dial first.
And I want to get a belly full of beer. We've got some prizes here to give away, and we're going to play Identify the Vocalist. Do you remember what that was? That's when you called up, and the first person to call and identify the name of the vocalist playing on the air or the group or whatever it was wins a prize. We have 50 cents off any item at O Goodies. There's an ice cream place. The lowest, that's 300 calories. There you go. We're giving away 300 calories, yours free, if you're first to call Swift 90584 at WORC Worcester and tell us what group sings this song.
See the girl with cymbals on her fingers entering through the door. Ruby glistening from her navel, shimmering around the floor.
No more calls.
Wait a minute, no more calls. Yeah, Brian Goslow. I can't believe this. Brian Goslow, who used to call me up when he was like 10 years old at WORC on North Ashland Street in Worcester. Brian, last time I saw Brian, it was on the newsletter from WCUW, which is the Clark station. He did a new wave show. Well, Brian, congratulations. You won 50 cents off any item at Oh Goodies. Pick it up at WORC, but don't come down and see Lillian Brown. She passed away a year ago. She won't be here to hand out the prize. But she was wonderful, and we all remember her well. It's 5 minutes after 6 o'clock. In fact, I heard Skip Erickson and BJ going on and on about how sad it was and so forth. It wasn't sad. She had a wonderful life. She was 86. She worked here till just a few weeks or months before she passed on, and she was a very happy lady, and we were all very happy to have met her in our lifetimes. Meanwhile, on we go, and Scotty Wainwright just came slushing into the studio here.
Johnny Gardner, how you doing?
Hi, Scotty. How are you?
You sound wonderful tonight.
Oh, so do you.
We got the transmitter way out almost to Westboro, boy.
Did you?
The signal just crawling across New England.
Boy, isn't this place a hole? Look at this.
It really is a trash heap here. I don't know. We'll do our best to hollow out the walls and do some rock and roll here.
Really, when they left in 1972, and the new people bought the place in 1969. That was when I got fired and you replaced me. Remember that?
Ron Brazell rewinding a tape.
I know, nothing changes.
Nothing changes. So,
Yeah.
the request line, Swift 90584.
Four. Yeah,
I wonder who has Swift 90585. It's probably some old lady. Can we call out?
Yeah, go ahead, right over here. Pick it up and dial it right now.
Hold on, put it on the air.
Okay, 799. They still have the original phone. No touchstone here. 85. Yeah, be sure and tell them we're on the, Ron's worried about the FCC. You have to tell them they're on the,
Mondale headquarters or something. You know?
probably recording. Yep.
Oh, son of a gun. Son of a gun.
799
0585. Kids, away we go to the open house party.
Oh, yeah.
The good guys.
Johnny Gardner, WORC 1310.
It's 12 minutes after 6, so with Johnny Gardner, Saturday night, WORC Rock Revival Weekend, and they've all been here all weekend. Bob Breyer, you heard by phone from Florida. Skip Erickson, Mel Miller, Ron Brazell, Scotty Wainwright. Hi, Fred.
Oh, that Barney Rubble, what an actor.
You know what's funny? All weekend long, you can tell who's getting old, because you listen to people like I heard earlier, Skip Erickson and BJ Dean, and everyone all weekend.
was old Ben.
But you know... But you know what's real funny when they come on and they start with a rock and roll.
Kidding, Bob.
You know, they pick their own records, right? But so they're talking about rock and roll and they're playing Ronnie Dove and Bobby Vinton.
Why? The whispering, shifting sand.
I know, but it's like, you know, they don't play the rock and roll, which was WORC. So we're playing the rock and roll tonight.
Yeah. We're going to kick some ass and take knees.
Okay, here we go. That's called Shotgun, Junior Walker, and the All-Stars, WORC. WORC, Junior Walker and the All-Stars. Doug and Sherry Milbury called up. They want to hear You Were On My Mind by We 5. That's a great song. Well, I woke up this morning. Sorry, Doug and Sherry, we don't have it. But we'll say hello to you anyway. Bill wants to hear Thunder Road by Robert Mitchum. Sorry, Bill, we don't have that one either. Thanks to Norm Laramie, the disc jockey who became program director in 1972 and threw away the records. Can you imagine? He threw away all this record library. I also want to say hello to somebody who wants to hear something by Brenda Lee. One of the all-time top songs, of course, in Worcester was Brenda Lee's I'm Sorry, and Roy Orbison was one of the biggest artists of all time on WORC. Years and years they called and called for all the Roy Orbison songs. And we have something great coming up by the Beach Boys next, one of the all-time most requested Beach Boys songs. That's up in just 104 seconds on WBCORC.
Time is running out. Each time the clock strikes, more of your tax dollars are being squandered on wasteful programs. Vote for Ron White for state senator.
Paid for by the committee to elect Ron White.
I remember back in 1961, I was introducing this song, and I said, here's the Mountain High by Dick and Dee Dee, and Bob Mack, who was a disc jockey here back then, who did the open house party with Bob Breyer at that time. I was doing the night show. He said, that's dirty. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I was out last night, Dick and Dee Dee.